Boxing Truth here. Just a quick last-minute prediction video for the rematch. Andre Ward for the Sergey Kovalev. Been off the grind for a minute. Just been busy as hell. Haven't had the time. Expect more activity next week. Get back on the grind. Bang out more videos. Might do another Terrence Crawford this video. Who knows? But let's get this last-minute prediction video out the way. I'm very much looking forward to the fight. It's one of the more important fights of the year. It's one of the fights on my calendar that I've been looking forward to most, to settle this business between Ward and Kovalev. This unfinished business. No excuses. And it's been an interesting build-up the past couple of days in this fight. There's genuine dislike for one another. There's definitely bad blood, and it's made the fight a lot more compelling going into the rematch compared to the first fight. The first fight was all business. It was considered two of the top 5 best fighters in the world, and it made sense. Same network, they fought each other, but there was no storyline. There was no hook. And this fight, it hasn't been exactly the best promoted fight in the world, but there's more to it in this fight. It's more compelling. There's more storylines. There's more drama. And Ward is doing his best to get in Kovalev's head. He's doing pretty good with the mind games. I mean, that's really his ammunition in this fight, because when it comes to overall ability, when it comes to physically, he's just not capable of dominating or destroying Kovalev in the rematch. So he's got to use whatever he can, whatever ammunition he can, try to get in Kovalev's head, try to rattle Kovalev mentally. But Ward has to prove to Kovalev that he can rattle him physically, which he didn't do in the first fight. He's got to show Kovalev that he can do the physical part, not just the mental part. And Ward's doing a good job with the mind games. He's doing his part. You know, he's trying to act confident, and it took his fanboys to convince him that he won that fight. He really didn't know when the bell rang to end the first fight. He really felt he lost, which was why he had the surprise reaction. But since that time, all these fanboys is telling him he won. They dick riding him. So now coming into this fight, he's got some confidence. He went 12 with Kovalev. He got knocked down, but he got up. So he's coming in with an inner confidence. He's convinced that he won the first fight because all his fanboys have been dick riding him all these months. Through social media, his peeps, his crew, they're all going to tell him that he won, that that he came back into the fight and he won the fight. So now Ward's going to come in with some confidence. And Kovalev, he's looking really in better form in this fight. He looks much more motivated. This is a much more personal fight for him. The first fight was business. Now he's going to have an extra motivation to go in there and get his belts back. He's going to have extra motivation to go in there and kick Ward's ass. Put him down and keep him down. And when it comes to this fight, you got to take everything in. You got to consider everything. You got to consider the performance of the fight between them in the first fight. You have to consider the corner going into this, what shit that happens going into the second fight, their demeanor, how they feeling mentally, how they look physically. And it's been an interesting build-up. It's been compelling. The story that leaked out with Kovalev's so-called trainer and John David Jackson, that was something Ward's team leaked out. Did John David Jackson reach out to Ward? Who knows? I mean, logically, when that story first broke, it didn't make any sense. But then you look a little closer, you look much more deeper into it, it can't be out of the question that John David Jackson reached out, because he's a mitt man. He's a glorified mitt man in Kovalev's camp. He's no trainer. He's just a guy that holds the mitts And Kovalev uses him to feel how good he is before the fight, to feel how sharp his punches are, to feel his power, but he's just a glorified mitt man. Kovalev is all by himself in his camp. He's doing this all by himself. He trains himself, and as a result, he's been a success at that. He's been successful thus far. He does his own thing. He doesn't have a motivator. He doesn't have any hype men like Andre Ward has. He doesn't have a real trainer. He trains. So it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge to go into this fight and pretty much do it all himself, which is what Kovalev's doing. He's a lone wolf. And he's been successful at it. Really successful. Very dominant. One of the more dominant fighters out there. But when it comes to the actual corner and the camp, the team, Ward does have an advantage. He's got guys that he trusts. He's got guys that hype him up. He's got guys that motivate him. And that's what Virgil Hunter does for Andre Ward. Is Virgil Hunter a great trainer? When you look at the track record, no. He hasn't really, no fighters have really flourished under Virgil Hunter's tutelage. But when it comes to Ward, he motivates him. He's a good motivator. He did a good job after Ward got knocked down in the first fight. You know, he was trying to get him back in the fight, trying to get him to snap out of the funk he was going through. He was getting his ass whooped, and Virgil did a good job. He was comparing Ward to other legends, to boxing legends. Robinson got up, Ali done got up, you got up. Andre Ward was eating all that shit in. I mean, that helped him. That motivated him. That made him fight harder, push harder, and to not get stopped in the first half of the fight. So Ward has an advantage when it comes to his corner, and Kovalev's corner is in chaos. I mean, he's got two people talking to him. One of them he's not listening to, and John David Jackson. He's got a Russian guy speaking to him. So Kovalev is really, he's all by himself when it comes to this fight. He has someone that looks for him, that looks at an angle and talks for him on the outside, but he doesn't listen to John David Jackson at all. But it doesn't matter if you have the better team. It doesn't matter if you have the better trainer. At the end of the day, what really matters the most is, are you the better fighter? That's what matters. Having a good camp, having a good team can have an effect on a fighter, but at the end of the day, are you the better fighter? And that's what Ward, in my opinion, did not prove to me in the first fight. Ward is not the better fighter. Kovalev is still the better fighter. He has the better overall ability. He's the bigger, stronger guy. He's much more powerful. He's the better boxer. His corner's in disarray, but if you have the better fighter, that can really offset that, all that, the chaos is going on in Kovalev's camp. So, going forward, hopefully Kovalev can find someone that he trusts more. Someone that could teach him more. There's a lot of trainers in the boxing game, but not many teachers out there. But looking forward to the fight. Kovalev, I'm still riding with Kovalev. I believe in Kovalev. I have faith in Kovalev. He's gonna get it done. He's gonna get credit for his victory this time. And he's gonna establish his distance. He's gonna keep Ward at a certain range. He's gonna pop the jab. He's gonna go to the body more. He's gonna be more aggressive, and he's gonna land the right hand. He will be the crusher tonight. Ward, they're talking about knockout. That's ridiculous. They're talking about, trying to get revenge on Kovalev, trying to drop him. That could be just Ward talking shit. I mean, this guy couldn't even knock out bum-ass Alexander Brand. 2 fights in 10 months are not going to make a difference. Ward wasn't a puncher in his absolute prime. He wasn't a puncher at a better weight for him, at a weight he squeezed down to at 68. And he ain't going to be a puncher tonight. That shit is not going to change. He's not a puncher. You need to cut out all that knockout talk. It's not going to happen. He ain't going to knock out Kovalev. He ain't even going to put a dent in Kovalev. But he should try to get the respect of Kovalev, because Kovalev's going to be pissed off. He's going to be angry. And then he fights actually better that way. He's much better when he's pissed off rather than being respectful to his opponent. So I'm expecting a better Kovalev, a more motivated Kovalev, a more powerful Kovalev. And he's going to get it done. He's going to outbox Kovalev. He's going to outbox Ward. He's going to put a prolonged beating on him. He's going to take his time. He will punish him to the body and head. And I'm going by Kovalev by stoppage within 7 rounds. Most of his knockouts have occurred within 7 rounds or less. Only a couple of times have Kovalev has stopped guys in eight rounds or more. He's never stopped guys in the championship rounds. So I'm expecting Kovalev to be too much for Ward in the first half of this fight. He'll put him down. He'll keep him down. And the towel that was displayed at the press conference could be a major sign for this fight tonight. Perhaps Virgil will be forced to throw in the towel. I'm going by Kovalev, 7th round stoppage, corner stoppage. Virgil will throw in the towel, wave the white flag, and Kovalev will get his belts back. He'll get back what he truly deserves. It sucks for Kovalev that he has to go through all this bullshit. He's got to listen to the War fanboys in the media ask these dumbass questions of why he didn't get the decision in the first fight. He's got to be the B-side to this fake-ass champion, Andre Ward. He's got to take it on the chin and learn that Ward is going to be getting paid close to $7 million for this fight. So he's got to be a B-side to an overpaid, overhyped, fake champion in Andre Ward. And he has to knock him out to get his belts back. Because most likely the judges have Ward already up 2 rounds to nothing. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.